Here we are at one of the most difficult circuits on the racing calendar. Welcome to Monaco for today's Formula One qualifying. I want to talk briefly about the strategy in these qualifying sessions. Anthony Davidson, how can a driver adjust their approach to gain those critical extra tenths of a second?
Well, qualifying isn't about adjusting your approach necessarily. It's more about trying to repeat a low fuel run that you've practiced prior to this session. You're looking for perfection on the lap, and that's hard to achieve if you're trying something new. There are some variables that can stand in your way, however. Track position or unexpected yellow flags, for example. Coupled with ever-changing track conditions, it's important to be out there at the right moment. But as a driver, you have to try and ignore these distractions and just keep your mind focused on that one perfect lap.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my F1 2017 career mode today here around the crown, the jewel in the crown. That's what I meant to say. This is a great start to an episode. Monaco, as you can see here, doing the qualifying for the Monaco Grand Prix. Obviously I'm not expecting much from this Williams car around here because obviously in real life it didn't do that well. And it's not really set up to do well around street circuits. So here in Azerbaijan, well, I don't know about Azerbaijan because of the straight line speed, but here most definitely I'm not expecting to get many points at all, if any. And obviously here, as you can see, is the end of Q1, and you may notice I'm not anywhere near Massa, which is quite strange. I don't know what he's doing up there, but yeah, we failed to qualify through Q1, and obviously with a gearbox penalty from last episode, we'll be starting last. So let's see how we get on in the Monaco Grand Prix.
Take a deep breath and enjoy the moment. It's a very special time of the season once again, as we prepare for racing here this afternoon. And as the drivers start thinking about getting a good start and how on earth to get through Saint-Devote in one piece, I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, if we might be seeing a safety car or two today.
Well, you wouldn't exactly bet against it, would you? Statistically, it is pretty common, of course. About 80% of all Monaco Grand Prix will have at least one safety car. And that's despite the incredible work of the marshals around here, who you'll often see lifting cars out of the way just under the yellow flag conditions. The teams will always plan for the worst case scenario though, and they'll be making sure various caution periods are built into their strategy models for the race.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Ricciardo, Sergio Perez, and Ocon, Bottas, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, and Fernando Alonso, Kvyat, Verstappen, Romain Grosjean, and Sainz, Massa, Palmer, Stoffel Van Dorn, and Pascal Wehrlein. Ericsson and a Williams rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
No heroics into Saint-Devote, please. We're in amongst the pack and just need to stay in one piece.
Obviously Jeff there telling a racing driver what to do on a racing track when he's not actually driving the car, but anyway, it's a simple one stop obviously around Monaco. It pretty much always is. Ultras to super softs, and then that's it really. But cutting on to the start of the race now, we've got 5 lights. So lights on, where we go here for the Monaco Grand Prix. That was a very long light sequence, as I think that was Wehrlein just decided not to move again, as we dive down the inside of most of the back markers into the first corner, and we've managed to get up to 14th place there, but there's been an incident behind us, and I have no idea what that's about. But I think because of that incident now, there's now a virtual safety car, and now let's take a look at that incident. So I think it was involving my teammate here. Going into turn 1, the Toro Rosso in front of him was running very wide because of the Haas, and oh, that's just really unfortunate there. That's just really unfortunate contact. I think that's just the collision system in the game that's done that. I mean, that's just really unfortunate for my teammate, because now he's got to pit, and he's going to be really, really, really far behind in this Grand Prix. But cutting on to after the virtual safety car then, not wasting any time getting past, I think that was Grosjean and Kvyat. So we're now stuck behind Max Verstappen, and now he's going to try and make a move on Alonso in front of him. Alonso's run very wide, so I try to go around the outside of Verstappen. Doesn't quite work. He blocks us off, and unfortunately, the move didn't really pay off there. But cutting on to lap 6 now in the Grand Prix, coming in for a pit stop. Not because I felt the tyres were going off, but because I felt like I could possibly get an undercut on the cars ahead. So who knows what could possibly happen. And obviously they're a Force India thought the same thing as me. So who knows what could possibly happen. This might work, it might not. It might mean I lose positions, but it saves being stuck behind the same cars lap after lap after lap as I almost go into the wall, as the pit assist releases me into the wall for some reason around Monaco. I don't know why. But cutting on to lap 8 of the Grand Prix now, we are now behind Wehrlein, who has not stopped yet, who started on the super softs, and he locks up into the corner just before the hairpin, and he's just very slow, and I'm very impatient, and down the inside into a very unorthodox position there, and who knows what could possibly happen here. And now Alonso, that was a very strange lockup from Alonso there. I don't know what happened there. But we're now up into, I can't quite see what this is. Is it 14th? Yeah, 14th. As we make a very unorthodox move there on Palmer. And we just managed to go round the outside into Sainte Devote. And that is Sainte Devote, isn't it? Someone's going to slate me for that not being Sainte Devote. But we go round the outside into Anthony Oaks, the final corner. And now we are now caught up to Ericsson on lap 12. And he's going very slowly down the inside in the same corner as his teammate. I don't know what it is, but just like in the real world, it's like the Saubers are the only team that can get past at that point in the circuit. And now I've got a yellow flag behind us, like straight away as soon as I overtook Ericsson. I thought I did something to Ericsson, like I put him in the wall, but there are still yellow flags, and now Ericsson is now out of the Grand Prix. And it turns out, as soon as I overtook him, his engine just decided to give up because it wasn't very happy they got overtook in that part of the circuit. So yeah, that happened. And now cutting on to the end of the Grand Prix, unfortunately Monaco being Monaco, not many overtakes. And coming around the final corner now to take home P12, which I'm fairly happy about considering we started last in the Grand Prix.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium. And as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari.
So the final race classification then sees a Ferrari 1-2 alongside Bottas and Hamilton. Ferrari, you know, I think it's expected Ferrari that could win around here. I think they did in real life. So they're quite strong around here. Ricciardo, Perez, Ocon, all finishing quite strongly actually, and Bottas actually did quite well to get it from 7th to 3rd on the podium. So I mean that's not bad from him. Me finishing in 12th there, obviously, which I'm fairly happy about considering we started last and it's quite hard to overtake around Monaco with this AI. So I'm quite happy with that. And Verstappen there managing to get up into 9th, so I didn't quite manage to undercut him. I managed to undercut Alonso, which is nice. Well, not really undercut, but I overtook him on the track. And Massa there managed to recovering for 15th place, which isn't bad. And Van Dorn and Wehrlein a lap down, and Ericsson obviously a DNFing from the Grand Prix. And Jolyon Palmer there finishing, well, virtually by himself, which is what happened in every Grand Prix in real life. So that's why he's not in the sporting one. Anyway, so not a bad Grand Prix there. Sorry there wasn't much action towards the end of the Grand Prix, but that's just what happens at Monaco. But because of that result then, we've now moved down to 7th in the standings as Bottas is now coming back at us with 2 podiums in a row, obviously a win in the third, and Vettel has now moved up into the first in the driver standings. So it should be a very interesting drivers' championship this season. I hope, just like last season. And yeah, hopefully we can, keep up this form. Well, not this form, but hopefully keep up with the guys ahead of us and try and finish as high as possible in the drivers. But the constructors then is virtually the same. Nobody's really moved. But if you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like and a comment and subscribe for more. And I will see you all next time for the Canadian Grand Prix. Goodbye.